to Far From, well, Alone. Far From Home scenario, but I've called it Far From Alone. You can see that we have kind of made some stuff. So, oh, the camera's a bit fast. Let's go back to this mode and put some things on. Yeah, made some good progress. It's taken a while. There's been a few adventures along the way. Still trying to get a battery built, and the survival kit and that sort of thing. But I've come to a bit of a stop because, well, I didn't want you to think I'd done all this without the hard work. So I've put together a series of clips for you to enjoy that show kind of how I got to where I am. And I built a load of things, as you can see. Got a few things here going, because the next thing I really need to do is to get a large refinery going. So go and enjoy these clips, and then we'll do a catch up when you get back.
night, when the world is asleep, I put on my moon boots and dance in the streets. The sky is my disco ball, shining so bright. I'm grooving to the rhythm, feeling the flight. Through the cosmos we'll fly. Infinite wonders we'll find. Hold my hand, let's reach for the skies. In this cosmic journey we'll forever ride, floating high above the stratosphere. Together we'll conquer, have no fear. Chasing stars, we're breaking through the atmosphere. Exploring galaxies, we'll never disappear. Through the cosmos we'll fly. Infinite wonders we'll find. Hold my hand, let's reach for the skies. In this cosmic journey we'll forever ride.
Alright, so you can see that was somewhat tedious, a little difficult, and, well, fraught with disaster. The the pirate ship that you saw me attempting to capture there, that's the only enemy pirate ship, or enemy ship, that's passed. So we've had lots of neutrals, lots and lots of neutrals, which I'm not allowed to attack. So I saw that one, I thought, I've got to go for it. That would make all a world of difference. But, yeah, didn't go so well. However, I did manage to get some of the thruster components off it before I died. So we now have 161, but I can't do anything with them. And I need the large refinery to be able to break those down and get the ingots out of them. So that's the next thing to do. Let's make sure I haven't got anything on the build planner. So I've already put the 1100 steel plates in, which, as you saw, I was able to get from that steel hull. That's literally all that's left of it. So let's grab that. Don't really need, I think, the last of 100 steel plates. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave those there. We can always add those later. So let me get this built up. There we go. So that was a combination of, I bought some stuff, I think the grids, and yeah, just stuff I was able to make. The other thing I think I have is enough stuff for this, so make sure that's empty again. I did buy the 3 medical components. There we go. So welding with this welder is so slow. Alright, so apart from the battery then, we're doing pretty well, and I'm hoping I'll give you a quick tour of this ship here. Let me put some light on. So I've thrown together this little, well, it's essentially a tug, and you're probably going to say, well, it's a very strange choice putting hydrogen on. I've got a big hydrogen tank in there, somewhere, there. 3 medium cargo containers, and 1 battery. So I've got a combination of ion thrusters and some hydrogen thrusters, which you're going to say is a bit odd because I don't have any ice. But what I'm hoping is I can steal hydrogen using this tank, and eventually we'll have a tank on the main ship that I can siphon it into, but it'll also give me a little bit extra power if I want to, for instance, bring something like that steel hull back here for quicker dismantling. And I've left quite a lot of space sort of in various areas at the moment because I'm not sure iron alone is going to be enough. So yeah, I've only got like 2 down. 2 at the front. As far as I remember, it was 2 everywhere. Yeah, so 2 ion in each direction, which may not be enough. And I've put a little bit of iron steel around it just to make it look pretty, although that's probably just going to add a load of weight. So we have got a maglock or mag plate on the front here, and a couple of landing gears so that I can grab onto stuff. So there's still a few things that need building, as you can see, but I'm hoping I can get at everything I need to. Where are we? Landing gear, yeah, so we need to build those up if I can get to it. See if we can get those done. And then hopefully by now, just come off that. Hopefully our large refinery, where are we? Yeah, so that's done its work now. Let's put that in the assembler. So we got some cobalt, got some gold, which is very nice. Oh, basic assembler can't use that, so we're going to need a bigger assembler. Interesting. I didn't realise that couldn't even put it in there. Yeah, so we've got work to do. I'm kind of fed up of jetpacking around the universe. There are lots and lots of Maydays. That one is the one you saw me doing. That's now safe, so I've changed it to a yellow. And we can get O2 and H2 from there. And yeah, so there's that one with the small cargo vessel attached that's not yet been made safe. So I've left enough space here to be able to put in the bigger assembler, and then I've kind of cut a hole in the floor here so that we can put in a large cargo container when we get to that point. Right then, so let's see if we've got the stuff. Yep, we've got the stuff. Let's just go and do those before I forget to do them. So gun-wise, I put a Gatling gun on this side, just in case we go to a POI that maybe has some drones or something. It gives us a chance against them at least. And this is an assault cannon, and the reason I've put that on, obviously we don't have the means to make any ammo for it at the moment, so that's why I haven't built it. But I've put it on there because it's very, very good at long distance to pick off turrets. So for instance, the small cargo vessel thing over there has got turrets on it and explosives, so I can't really get close to it. So I'm hoping if we can get enough stuff, I'll be able to use that just to pick off the turrets from a distance. So there you go, you're all caught up. A couple of things we need to do now. I don't want to take this assembler apart until I know I've got enough stuff to make the larger one, which is a bit of a pain. So what I'm going to have to do is go for industrial or standard. Don't think it really matters. Well, we've done standard refinery, so maybe we'll do an industrial assembler. I think that does that work. Which way round? That way round. Yeah, it's going to go in place of that one, so because this doesn't have a through port. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw out everything I need for it. Okay, that's everything I can get for it, and we need another 19 motors and 10 displays, so I'm going to tell it to build those. And then I'll put everything that's in my inventory back, and we'll get rid of that. And then hopefully that should mean that we will definitely have enough to build this once that's finished producing. Okay, so we're short on silicon, which is the story of my life really. That's pretty much what's been holding me up all the way through this. So we just need 4 displays. Now I did buy 10 reactor components because I know they contain good stuff, but I can't use them at the moment. And I did keep back 40 of 120 detector components, which I found in it was a broken down cargo pod in the steel hull salvage that we were doing, so I couldn't tell that it was a cargo box until I ground it down and there were 120 detector components in it. So I think what I'm going to do is we'll disassemble, say, 20 of them. I don't need them at the moment. Oh, that's not going to give us silicon anyway, is it? Got anything? Got computers, but I think I need those. Yeah, down in the dark. Yeah, so there's a lot of goodies here, and I didn't want to just grind everything down. I think it would have been more difficult. For instance, the hydrogen is piped, and we should actually switch that engine off. Can't access it, so we're going to have to grind it. Don't want it wasting all that hydrogen. Rest is just steel. Okay. So yeah, it's got batteries which I won't be able to get out of the rock because I'm not allowed to drill it. So I want to come and siphon off this hydrogen, and if I can in some way also, I would like to get that oxygen farm. It's kind of in the ground, so I don't know we're going to be able to get it. But yeah, there's lots of stuff here that I would really like to be able to get. Not to mention, where are we? Where's the door? There. Inside here we have got an oxygen tank, and again I'm not going to be able to drill it out of the rock, but if I can siphon the oxygen off, that would be brilliant. So we've got a dead dude down here. I didn't actually come down here, so I assume it's safe. Gravity generator, that'll have some nice components in it. I don't see anything nasty. I think we'll be alright. But what we're here for is silicon. And although I've got some, I think bulletproof glass is probably a very good supply of silicon. So I'm not sure whether it's better to use the large refinery. Where are we? It's all gone into the survival kit for some reason. So I think the large refinery might be more efficient. Not sure whether you get more ingots using a larger refinery, perhaps. I have to do a test on that. I really can't remember whether it makes any difference. But either way, we don't actually need the small one now. That's just sapping power. So just check. Yeah, the basic refinery's got nothing in it. What we'll do is we'll replace that maybe with another cargo box just to maintain the connection. But initially we've got more important things to do. So production wise, I think we should have everything we need. So let's go back to here and pop that on there. Yeah, so we got all the components we need and a little bit of spare space. So I'm going to make sure that's empty, which it's not. Stick that in there, and stick those in there. And then we can get rid of that completely. Okay, we're making progress. So I think we decided that was the best way around for it. Now obviously all of these are going to use more power. The bigger it is, the more power it uses. So we're probably going to have to get fairly rapidly onto expanding our power input. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, so let's go industrial assembler from the refinery. I like to put these in kind of order of difficulty to get so that I can see what I've got very quickly and easily. So silver next, gold, platinum and some gravel. And I think that's about everything. That can go. I'm not going to be using gravity components, so we're going to put those in and disassemble them. And those give us silver and gravel, which obviously we can't get anywhere else at the moment. Silver, obviously medical components, that kind of thing. And one of the first things I want to try and make is a hacking chip, which is gold and silver. And the reason for that is to make... Let me stick it on the hotbar here. Well, we've got weld pads. I can't remember where it is. There we go. A hacking computer. Hacking computer is a mod which I've listed in the description, and it's very, very useful. But as you can see, it's quite greedy on stuff. It needs 10 superconductors and a hacking chip. So we'll get on with that as soon as we can. Right, where are we? I've got a load of rubbish on me. Stick that back in there. And I think the first, or one of the first and most important things we need to do is we need to make... where are we? These things. So each one takes 0.33 gold, 3.33 cobalt and some platinum, but we should have enough from all of the ones we broke down, because I need, to start with at least, I need 16 of those. And why are we missing? What are we missing? Oh, because we're on disassemble, of course. Assemble. Yeah, 16 of those, and then we should be able to use the ship, albeit it's probably going to be very heavy and sluggish. So that's a left and a right. I think we're pretty good. Oh, there's another one I missed down there. I'll get it. Got those the right way round. All right. So what I'm going to do is just press backwards and forwards, and left and right, and up and down. And that should put all the thrusters, the animations on at least. That looks pretty good to me. Not going to bother building the guns up yet. Don't really have any use for them just yet, but we certainly will. Alright. So, we're doing quite well. We've got large refinery, industrial assembler. The thing we're desperately short of now is more power and some way to store it. So I think we shall go for that next. Make sure that's clear. So the 80 power cells are going to be tricky. Actually, I think before I build the battery, because we're not short of power with the sun being constantly on the solar panels, I think what I'm going to do is see if we can get on with this hacking computer. Yeah, 65 computers. That's silicon. So let's start off with those, and then we need, I think it was 10 of those. Have we got enough? We have got enough. Now, where can we put this that's going to be somewhat safe? Maybe in there? Unfortunately, it's annoyingly a 2x2. Don't think it really makes a lot of difference. But it will stop me accessing the conveyors, but I don't think I need to because the cockpit itself is on a conveyor, so let's stick it in there. Okay, so more computers and then superconductors. Alright, so what the hacking computer will do is when we dock to an enemy grid, it will start trying to hack basically the computers in any components that have computers. That's the plan. Right, so for these, they're going to need 4 metal grids each. That's going to be a lot of cobalt. Alright, so apart from tidying up the bodywork, once we know whether we've got enough power to actually fly the thing, I think we're pretty much done. Obviously, got no hydrogen at the moment, so we can't do anything with that, but we should be able to go and get some from there. So, we no longer need that, but I need to make sure I can connect through to it. So we'll go back to cargo box, maybe. Small cargo. And have we got enough stuff? No, we haven't. Right, so see if we can build enough stuff. I think we should be okay. Yeah. Alright. So let's just check that you're empty. You are. Lovely. Okay, so we're still all connected. We now got the larger variants of what we need. I guess well, we're going to be coming back with a load of stuff, so I could really do with building up this so that I don't have to manually unload it. And why is that connected up there? That's not right. Sort that out. And hopefully that should be everything. So and another one of those. We can do that here, can't we? Ooh, lots of components. I have a sneaking suspicion we won't have enough stuff for all of that. Okay, might as well just stack it all. And get some of those going. I put the connector here at what I consider to be the front of the ship, this bit here, because the sun is over there and home is kind of that way. So I thought if I end up having to tow this whole rig with this little ship, which, well, I don't think it would do it anyway, but at least that way we can keep the power coming in as we go. That was kind of the plan.
Energy low.
Okay, we're getting there. Just the construction components. Obviously had more stuff than I thought I had.
Energy critical.
Yes, lady, I realise that. There we go. And for some reason, oh, not sure why I've got all that in there. Dump that. Alright, let's go get some energy, some oxygen, and then we'll sort this little ship out. So we'll switch those off, we'll switch that on stockpile, and I think we're kind of in a position really where we can go and get some stuff that maybe need just a quick flight test. Let's disconnect. So we've got forwards, backwards, which is not very strong at all, left, right, up, down. That all seems to work okay. So let's head in this direction. Yeah, acceleration is not brilliant. And when we're full of cargo, it's going to be even worse. But at least it's something for now. Alright, so I'm going to throttle my way 20 kilometers over here, hopefully have enough oxygen, and I'll bring you back in a minute. Alright, so I'm thinking it took me just over 2 kilometers to get up to this speed. So I've turned around to face the way we've come from, and when we get down to maybe 3 kilometers, I'm going to put the inertial dampers on and hopefully we'll slow down before we hit it. Okay, so inertial dampers are on. Yeah, we should miss even if we don't slow down enough, so I'm not too worried. Just erring on the side of caution. Yeah, we're fine. Turn around again, face it. And we're still a kilometre off, so yeah, it was about 2 kilometres I think to accelerate. Obviously we don't have as much thrust at the front, so kind of using the rear ones to slow down, but yeah, we'll be fine. What could possibly go wrong? Alright, so I think I'll do this bit manually. Now we're not going to be able to siphon any hydrogen at the moment because it's still going to be an enemy grid. But if we can find somewhere... Oop, stop, we want to go in there. Yeah, if I can find somewhere to dock to, then we can start hacking it. And maybe just dock on the end there. Gotta be careful because this thing flies like a bus. That cannon actually sticks out a bit too far for a lot of what we're going to be doing. And we didn't put the docking on there, so go for there. Lock. There we go. So we're locked on now, and as you can see, if I have a look at the hacking computer, there you go. So it's attempting to hack, just picks random things, and I think it depends on how many computers it has. So we've got a 1 in 10 chance, and it will just keep going through everything. So too many attempts. So now it's going to try a small cargo container. Came up with success there, but not sure whether it managed it or not. So we'll just leave that to do its thing, and meanwhile we can go and get some of the more routine stuff. So you're flashing, you can come off. So you can see we've hacked some of the stuff. We're still working through everything. So the oxygen farm is ours, but I don't think I can get that out the rock. So the lockers are ours, and obviously this cargo container. So what have we got? Oh, so that's useless. Interior turrets only, essentially. But that's nice because those rockets are essentially magnesium. And obviously the Gatling ammo definitely usable. So that's very nice. Some scrap and a better drill, for what good a better drill is to me. Not really much in a decoy, I don't think. No, it's not going to be able to hack this unfortunately because it's switched off, and you know, clearly I can't switch it on because it's enemy. I can demonstrate. Rotary generator access denied, so yeah, I can't switch it on, therefore we can't hack it. So I might as well grind that down. There's six gravity components in there. Let's see how many we get back.
Inventory full.
Okay, so we got 1 scrap one and 3 whole ones. So that's kind of nice. So out of 6 we got 4 back. Pretty good. Need to find some space. That one's full.
Energy low.
Can we not connect? Oh, of course. So we've got small connectors between the cargo containers. Yeah, I'm going to have to actually manually... I can put them in here because I've left access there. But that's a little annoying. It was kind of the only way I could fit the hydrogen tank in, was to mount those that way. I could have put them 90 degrees rotated, but then I'd have to put a useless one of these conveyor junction in there, which I didn't want to do. So yeah, kind of annoying, but we'll work with it. Okay, I'm going to get some energy. We're going to leave that to hack. I'm going to grind down the bits that I can grind down, and I will bring you back once we've got a load and we're headed back, or when I need oxygen, whichever comes first. Okay, welcome back everybody. So we managed to hack enough now that I was able to dock, and that meant I was able to get in the cockpit, which gave me oxygen, and it also meant that we were able to siphon off hydrogen. So our hydrogen tank, you can't see it, but I've just checked, and there you go, is now full, but still on stockpile. So that means we do have hydrogen power, which is a good thing, because we're nearly full of stuff, and it's now very, very slow and sluggish. So I'm going to finish off getting as much stuff as I can. Just to this cosmetic stuff. And I think that's just cosmetic as well. And then we'll head back and we'll get processing all of this. Okay, so that's a problem then. If I'm docked, obviously I'm dumping components into here. They're able to find their way back into the connector on the base. So that's clearly something we don't want. So you can see if I scroll down, so yeah, the connector is a different grid, so that's the base. And we've got all of these components in there. So we don't want that. So I'm going to undock. I would like to leave the ship here hacking, but we've got a load. We're absolutely full, so I'm going to take everything I can. Oh, we can get it all, okay. And yeah, that's pretty much empty now, so if we just say hide empty, so there's nothing left, so all we've got now is blocks and things. Nothing in the loot containers. And those can come off. Might as well go back with a full inventory. And I dropped some stuff because I was full, apparently. Unfortunately, I can't get that survival kit because it's switched off, which is kind of a shame, but we do already have one, and hopefully when I grind it down we'll get the components out of it anyway. I think we're pretty good. Take these little things. Nothing in the lockers. Alright, so we're full, the ship's full, we have hydrogen. Let's get this load back and see how we get on. Now, I've just got to point in the right direction. That's there. What I'm going to do is just move this GPS so that we come back to the correct side of the rock. So that's that one. delete it, make a new one. That's on there, change it to... Yeah, I think we can probably go for green, but we'll go for green and yellow. That should make it a bit easier. Right, so it took us 2 kilometers to get up to 100 meters per second on the way here, and we were empty, so it's going to take longer. So if I put the hydrogen on, then hopefully, oh, stockpile, okay. There we go. So now we can use the hydrogen, and I'm going to aim slightly off it because I don't want to run into it, but so it's 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So that took us about just shy of 700 meters. So it makes an enormous difference. And as I say, we are fully loaded. So 57,000 kilograms in weight. Alright, I'll meet you when we get back to our ship. Okay, slowing down, again using the largest amount of thrusters I've got on the back here. And there we are, stationary. So now we can do our manoeuvring a little more carefully. Not actually see it through the safety zone, so I'm just going to go carefully over here. So we've still got full oxygen, I believe, because when we were connected to the oxygen tank back there, it filled the cockpit with oxygen. As far as I know, that means we are breathing air out of the cockpit. Okay. Make sure we don't crash into our ship. So you notice I've built the connector off the center of what is currently the grid, and that's because I intend to extend the grid equidistant out in width. Gently does it. Bang. Okay. All right. So the main cargo box there should empty automatically, but obviously these won't. It'll take the smaller components out, but the larger ones we'll have to do manually. So let's do that. Not sure why it's storing components in there. Yeah, seems to like storing them in there for some reason. Okay, so I want to siphon all that hydrogen off, so we're going to need somewhere to store it. And this is allocated to a large cargo, which unfortunately isn't centralized. Let's see if we can get this battery built. Just need those 80. And then what I'll do is I'll put a large cargo in for the components, and I think maybe we'll put a hydrogen tank. A bit low to put it next to it, so maybe I'll space it out more. And that throws me off center. No, that'll work. Okay. One thing at a time. Hopefully we'll have enough to build this battery at last. According to that, we have enough. Okay. Going to need some... we don't have any. We need interior plates, don't we? There we go. So, let's put... let's put one of those in the middle there. I think maybe just an ordinary one. Like so. And then, where we got it? 6. We want one of these on the other side. Can't see for the sun. Something like that. So obviously we're going to need another floor underneath there to support those, or at least protect them. And then this whole thing then is going to come out wider still, so we've got one block more. That's about right. More plate. Battery. Okay, so we finally have a battery recharged in -1 days. Interesting. So, not worrying about any kind of fantastic design at the moment, literally just getting a platform going. And we'll worry about putting some design elements into it later. Okay, so Next thing is find some way of connecting these up. So that's going to be kind of the outer wall there. Could really do with some form of protection, especially on the hydrogen tank. But we need to connect all these together. So maybe we'll do a temporary piping. Like that. That'll connect that. To build that up, which is going to take a fair amount of resources. And we're also going to need to build that up. One thing at a time. So one thing I can do while we're waiting is I'm going to put this one as tools and maybe ammo and maybe bottles. Just thinking ahead here. This one we'll call ingots and perhaps ores. And then this one will be our main sort of components box. And then what we'll do as soon as we build these is we'll put down a programmable block and we'll get Izzy's inventory manager on it, and that should help, especially pulling things back out of the ship. Not sure if we can use scrap, because scrap is just literally scrap, so the scrap components we get I don't think
Energy
you can set.
low.
Not sure. Okay, so what I'm going to do is set that one onto stockpile, and that should drain all the hydrogen out of our ship. Interesting to see how much we get in one load. I've never done a comparison between large and small tanks, but yeah, pretty good. Alright, so the only other thing immediately that we need to do is some kind of a programmable block perhaps, and obviously in the end lots more batteries. I am wary of being attacked as the PCU is getting bigger and bigger. I don't have any form of defense or really any way of making a defense, so it might be a good idea to at least encase the important bits somehow. So plenty of steel plates. Don't actually have many interior plates. And for some reason the survival kit seems to keep absorbing those. Okay, let's put some of those back. Take make some of those. And then let's get all of this processing. Okay, so we're going to put a layer of something around the outside here. So we're going to continue the piping on. I think maybe I'll do the middle one as well. And we'll just connect that through there. Be a good place for hydrogen engines, perhaps, if and when we get that far. Not engines, of course, thrusters I'm talking about. And then we just fill in that. And I'll have to come back and do those pipes before we block it off. Okay, so leave this with me. I'll get that welded up, and we'll get some kind of protection at least over the, the critical bits. I do have some Gatling ammo, so we could potentially put a couple of guns on. But yeah, I mean, this is getting quite large, and it's going to start attracting attention, I think. So yeah, leave this with me. I'll bring you back in a bit. Okay, so welcome back. Just finishing off my box, and it doesn't look very pretty at the moment, but as I say, I'm a bit worried, if something does fly past and start attacking us. I don't want all this hard work to be just shot to pieces, especially what will become the components box. So all I've done is encased kind of the back. I haven't put a layer on there because I don't think we need it. I haven't done the front yet. I'll put a layer over the top here, just to give us some protection from the top. And obviously it's exposed at the bottom, so we're going to have to think about maybe what sort of shape this ship is going to be, so that I can work around it, but initially just wanted to get some protection in. So I'm going to carry on with that, and then very finally something I wanted to do, if we can find a location suitable. Is it that one? Remote control? No, that's for the camera, so we want a programmable block. That one, and somewhere to put it. Where should we put it? I could put it there, but then it kind of blocks that access to that cargo container. Maybe just on the top of it. I think that'll be okay. We've got a large cargo container now anyway. Two large steel tubes, huh? But yeah, the reason I want to do this is because if we look in here, the T-Bug, where is it? Yeah, medium cargo container. Components are staying in the ship, and obviously that's not something we want. So, I'm going to get this built. And then we can edit that, browse scripts, give it a chance to load, and then Izzy's inventory manager here. Copy it, check it, and load it. And then what that'll do
Energy
is
low.
it will automatically assign containers, but because I've already named the containers with tools, ammo, bottles, that sort of thing, then it will assume those names and move everything into that. As you can see, it's already moved the guns and things. This one's ingots, so it's automatically moved in all of that into there, and if I put the plates in there, then those are components, so it will take those away and it puts them in the components box. And just for ease of access, when you know, when I'm quickly looking for something, what I'm going to do is I'm going to name this one CC. It's very easy, quick and easy to type CC into there then, and they can immediately find the components. We've done quite well. We've got a lot done. The ship is finished and functional. I'm going to use that. I'm going to go and siphon all of that hydrogen and deposit it into our main ship here. I don't know if we're going to be using that for the main ship's thrusters. We might have to, but then we need to find a way of getting more hydrogen, which is going to be more tricky. But I've run out of time for today. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that, and we're making progress, and hopefully in the next episode we'll be in a position to maybe start moving towards home and take a chance on the RNG giving us the stuff that we need. So thank you very much, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.